Hold up, Descendants of Zombies universe. I know what you must be thinking. What is the story behind the life-size Bluey behind you? Where did you get that Bluey? I want that Bluey so bad. Well, the story behind the Bluey is I talk about friendships quite a bit on this show because I value friends that I've had all of my life. And one of my really good friends was over to my house yesterday and he was really excited. He's like, "Oh my God, Jonathan Clarke, I found this huge Bluey. You're really going to love him. Give me $10. And I'm thinking to myself, give you $10? What are you going to do with the $10? He's like, "I'm going to go buy this huge Bluey for you." Now, this guy, I've known him for years. His name is Bradley. I've known him ever since he was a little boy, and he was always a huge fan of Disney, too. There are a lot of people who have helped me with this YouTube channel behind the scenes that you guys have never met, who helped me with the lights, who helped me with the props, and I really appreciate them because they help me bring this YouTube channel to life. So the story behind this Bluey is he found this Bluey. He was really excited to bring it here this morning. I just got him this morning and he's welcomed into our Stuffy family behind me. I'm very passionate about collecting Stuffies, and I've collected Stuffies for years, particularly Disney Stuffies. Because there's always been something about Disney's characters and even his new characters, including his new characters, where there's been a lot of heart shown. Characters like Olaf, characters like Rapunzel, characters such as Bluey. Why do you guys think that Meg Donnelly watched Bluey all of her life? The reason why she's watched Bluey for the majority of her life is because of how sweet Bluey was. Bluey just wanted to make everybody happy around him. Everybody he surrounded himself with, even though it was, "Oh my God, it's Bluey." The thing is, Bluey always wanted to make everybody happy around him, and that's what Meg Donnelly saw in a character such as Bluey. And that's why it really warmed her heart to watch every single episode of Bluey and to binge watch it. So I can really feel for Meg Donnelly and how Bluey makes her feel, because I'm sure Bluey makes a lot of people who watch these videos feel the same way. Just as your favorite Disney character, who we've probably mentioned her on this show and often brought up in conversation, such as your favorite Descendants of Zombies characters. I've loved bringing this YouTube channel to life. I know it's really crazy to have a huge Bluey behind you at just 8:51 a.m. in the morning, but what else did you expect me to do? I mean, how else am I supposed to prepare you for a zombie apocalypse? I not only have to prepare myself, but I have to prepare this huge Stuffy collection behind me. What am I going to do? If we got to move really fast, how am I supposed to get them out of my house? If my house is about to blow up from a zombie apocalypse or an alien invasion, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm pretty much screwed. But you guys have really made this whole experience for me really life-changing and really had a profound impact on my heart. Everything I do is for you guys in this channel because of how much you've meant to me and how much of a special place you've always held in my heart. Now, unquestionably, undeniably, I've always loved Disney's characters for how he could bring these characters to life and stories of his versions of the princesses' stories, which have been told for pretty close over to 50 years. And I've loved being a part of the stories of Cinderella and Alice in Wonderland and seeing all these new characters brought to life, characters that we've never heard of, never seen before. And I just have this appreciation for how Disney could always tell these stories, and that's why I've often been referred to as one of the greatest storytellers of our generation, because I've told you stories about Bridget, I've told you stories about Chloe, I've told you stories about Red, who is a really beautiful girl. Red is a very beautiful girl and a very beautiful version of a Disney princess. She is the Disney princess that we dream of being, just like. And I think a lot of people saw a hero in Red for her dedication and her tremendous heart, because I never saw that from Dove Cameron. I saw it early on in Dove Cameron's career, but as time passed, it seemed like the appreciation that Dove Cameron had for many of us kind of faded, and her passion for Descendants that was always and forever there kind of went with it. And then we have this incredibly new cast show up, and this incredibly new cast does everything with all of their heart, really putting their heart into what they believed in, which was pretty much all of you. And then critics pretty much jumped down the throat of Kylie Control for coming to life as this new Descendants character that we had never seen, never heard anything about before. Characters like Ruby Rose Turner brought to life Bridget, who went on to become my favorite Disney character of all time for just how sweet she was. I think her and Bluey would make really good friends, and I think her and Meg Donnelly would make really good friends. But the thing is, guys, I've seen such appreciation and such heart for all of you coming from these characters, how they relate to you oftentimes, how they're always there to support you guys in your time of need when you pretty much can't make sense of everything happening around you. That's what I've appreciated the most about these franchises, are these beautiful friendships that I can never say enough nice things about, because they are really, really supportive people. And I see strength, I see power all the time in these characters. They have really come the distance in defining what this generation is all about, because what we are are experiencing here is setting ourselves up to be a part of history. And I think Freya Skye and Malachi Barton, for instance, coming in to take over the lead roles of the Zombies franchise is so beautifully done and put into place. And I think they're going to make Milo Manheim and Meg Donnelly incredibly proud. As we continue to talk about them, I think the only thing that should be said in these conversations and left in these conversations are nice things. Because I know there is somebody out there who loves this YouTube channel with all of their heart and loving it more and more every day for how I brought these stories to life. That is without a doubt. I've never had to question if somebody loves this YouTube channel or not, because they really do with all of their heart. That's why they keep coming here. That's why they keep subscribing for how I've told these stories. Now, I thought that Bridget's costume being pink was so beautiful. I thought her fashion sense and her heart was in the right place. And that's ultimately what led me to making the decision to make Bridget my favorite Descendants character, because I had the time of my life talking about her. I was always a fan of Ruby. And I can always remember wanting Ruby to be a part of something special because she had so much talent and she had so much strength and she had so much energy. Her energy was really off the charts. There never was a moment that Ruby never ceased to amaze me with what she could do. Her ability to dance, her ability to sing songs like Life is Sweeter When You Are. I've often said and been quoted in saying there was always something about Ruby's voice bringing that song Life is Sweeter When You Are to life. There was always something about Ruby's voice being on the Descendants soundtrack. And when I hear her talking about her passion and want to be a live-action Rapunzel for Disney's Tangled, I found time in appreciating that and supporting that. Because if there was one girl that I would have loved to have seen be Rapunzel in a live-action Tangled adaptation, it would have been her. It would have been somebody like Milo Manheim, who has the distinction of being Flint Rider in that franchise for the first time ever. He's going to perform alongside Tegan Croft. Now, I don't necessarily know how I feel about Tegan Croft because I've never seen any of her work. I will research it for you guys so I can get up to speed on what she's all about. I know she's an Australian actress, but I do know that people were kind of hoping that Meg Donnelly was going to be the live-action Rapunzel to bring this Tangled live-action to life, because it was always something about their chemistry being between Milo Manheim and Meg Donnelly that was inevitable with Descendants. And I think that a lot of people have never wanted to say goodbye to their characters, Zed and Addison. I just actually ordered a couple of Zombies posters that you guys are going to see on display in glass cases that are coming here. It cost me over $250. And the one thing that I noticed about these posters' designs were just how appreciative they were of each other and how they were put on display. That friendship was put on display. So it gives me great honor and a great privilege to put these posters on display for you guys in these protective cases, which will be here in a couple of weeks. So you can expect to see that as part of my YouTube backdrop as you've seen everything happen and really evolve for this YouTube channel. The reason why this YouTube channel continues to evolve and impress so many hearts is because of its relatable content and how I can bring these stories to life. I've really had the time of my life bringing these stories to life. And I've loved every single moment that I've had the chance to share in these stories with all of you, because I never imagined that my stories would be so well received, would go on to be so well received and become so revered. Stories and conversations that people have obviously looked forward to and held a very special place in their hearts because of. I've really had the time of my life, and if there was anything that this franchise gave to me was a life-changing experience. I feel like the best way to describe my experience as a Descendants and Zombies fan is I feel like I've been on an incredible journey where I've had the chance to meet so many wonderful people. And so many wonderful people have helped me bring this YouTube channel to life, including all of you guys. Because I know that I would not be here without you. This YouTube channel has never been monetized, and I've never got a single thing back from what I've invested into this YouTube channel. It's pretty much approaching $6,000, I think roughly, that I put into this YouTube channel, and I've had no regrets, and I've never cared if I get anything back from it, only your guys' appreciation. And to have the chance to share in this appreciation with all of you that we've obviously had for Descendants and Zombies for quite some time. There have been so many franchises where people have known the characters and become identified with these franchises, such as High School Musical, Vanessa Hudgens' character, Gabriela Montez, and Zac Efron's character, Troy Bolton. But they never went on to become so recognized or so revered as your favorite Descendants and Zombies characters. I just saw an interview last night with Sophia Carson, a flashback interview. And I remember her being so appreciative of bringing the character Evie to life because, of course, it was such a representation of what a evil queen's daughter was meant to be. And she did such a fabulous job, but I remembered from the interview just how much Descendants would go on to be into her heart, holding a forever place in her heart as it has for the new cast. Such an appreciation from the new cast and the cast of the past kind of coming together to create something so special. And I've often wanted to experience this. I've often wanted to be a part of it because if I could be a director or a creative writer for Disney, I would have taken myself up on the opportunity just as fast as you could snap your fingers because there's always been something to appreciate about all of you. You guys exemplify a tremendous amount of strength, a tremendous amount of passion, and I've never felt more honored to be a part of this and experience all of this with you because you guys have allowed me the honor of being a part of your life and become the part of the soundtrack of Descendants of Zombies that has made this franchise so special for so many wonderful people. I know I'm crazy enough to have a life-size Bluey behind me, but again, that's what brings these videos to life. It's just 9:07 a.m. in the morning, if you can even believe that. I'm also preparing myself for a zombie apocalypse. Come to think of it, I have to head out to the dollar store later on to get some supplies to put all this stuff together for you guys because I'm updating the backdrop of this video, and I think that you're really going to appreciate how this YouTube channel's backdrop is going to be significantly updated. The only thing I've ever hoped for is that these videos are going to go on to touch the hearts of far more people than I've ever been given credit for. And the one thing I've always wanted to have is a legacy left behind. I never knew how my legacy was going to be cemented and left behind, but it obviously will be. And my greatest goal and honor would have been for fans of Descendants of Zombies to never forget me. Because I think everybody's fear is that when their life is over, they're going to be forgotten about. And nobody wants to be forgotten about. Nobody wants that thought in the back of their mind. But I know that fans of Descendants of Zombies are going to remember me, and they are eventually going to honor me, and the cast will eventually honor me in some capacity because of what I've offered to this franchise. And it was a beautiful retelling of the stories that you guys have already heard, but in such a beautiful way. And I had the chance to be a part of that and experience that with all of you because of how you felt about stars like Dove Cameron, Sophia Carson, Kylie Cantrell, who brought this franchise to life. And I felt so honored to be a part of it because you guys allowed me the opportunity to become a part of something so special. And I've always wanted you to know that no matter from where you hear my voice or what you're going through, everything is going to be okay and we are going to get there together because there are so many unanswered questions. People have felt like they've been left in the dark for far long enough about Descendants of Zombies, and I've just wanted to kind of shed some light on what Descendants of Zombies has truly meant to so many wonderful people, and I had the chance to do that with all of you. I had the chance to talk about my passions for all these beautiful Disney characters that you see behind me, some Marios and Sonics thrown in there. I kind of threw all my passions together, and I think that's what's ultimately led everybody to choosing this YouTube channel as their favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel as Jonathan Clarke continues to rock the life-size Bluey behind him. I honestly don't know, guys. I honestly don't know what's going to happen in Descendants of Zombies, but I do know that we are going to be a part of something special because if you were to ask me, hey, Jonathan Clarke, what do you think is going to happen in Descendants of Zombies? Now, I don't know. All I know is I have a bunch of crazy people who are subscribed here, and I love this so much, man. Thank you so much for all the love and support that you have given me for Descendants of Zombies, and hopefully you will continue to show as we make our way into what surely is going to be a very unpredictable future. And I've loved the opportunity to be a part of that and sharing that with all of you. I have met so many incredible people because of Descendants of Zombies, and while I may never know what's going to happen in Descendants of Zombies, that's what makes this future so exciting and such an honor to be a part of. I've never felt so honored to be a part of something so special with so many wonderful people. I have never felt more honored to live in a house near a substation and a chemical plant that could explode at any given moment. I'm kind of living my life in fear of that because nobody knows what's going to happen here from one moment to the next. But again, that's what's allowed me to bring such videos to life in such remarkable fashion, and I could have never done it without your guys' love and support, which falls nothing short of phenomenal. Whoever you are, from wherever you're watching this video again this morning, thank you so much for just being here and most of all being you, because that's what's forever and always mattered to me, is you being you and being incredibly supportive of your favorite stars and your favorite characters. That ultimately led you to the moment where you realized and thought of, hey, being a fan of Descendants of Zombies, it sounds kind of cool. It sounds pretty cool. And many of us bonded because of Descendants of Zombies. I took something special away from who were my favorite characters, and I was able to tell their stories and share them with you guys in ways that I never imagined possible. So from wherever you hear my voice this morning, just know that you guys will hold a very special place in my heart for many years to come as I look forward to continuing to be a part of this soundtrack, this unbelievable soundtrack on what's been an incredible journey for me, discovering my passion with Descendants of Zombies along with all of yours, sharing in my story with you and you sharing your story with me. What an incredible experience that I will never ever forget, that will go on to hold a very special place in my heart for many years to come. Thank you guys so much for forever and always choosing this YouTube channel every single time as your favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel, with Jonathan Clarke crazy enough to have a life-size Bluey behind him. Don't forget to hit my like button, hit my subscribe button. There are more great things and fabulous conversations on the way to have about your favorite stars, and I look forward and feel more than honored to be a part of every single one of them. Thank you so much for watching this video.